Hello and welcome to a new Ostrich video, and today we are on a flight from Bad on the German Baltic Sea towards Berlin-Tegel, and we are currently about 17 nautical miles off the Löwenberg VOR, because the Löwenberg VOR is a perfect point to start an ILS approach into Tegel when you are coming from the north, because both are published approaches have Löwenberg as a starting point. And so this will be the topic of today's video: how to do an ILS approach in a small GA aircraft where you don't have an FMC where you can just program everything in. So first thing first, you have to get the charts. The charts also give you all the necessary information, like the frequency you will need. It will give you a map of the area and how you should fly to the ILS, then how the ILS is comprised, and your decision altitudes. So first things first, we now have to know which runway is in use. So we go to our radio, and for this I usually use the COM2 radio, and you see the ATIS frequency for Berlin is already pushed in. So let's put this simply to active and get the informations.
Wind calm, visibility 15, sky condition clear, temperature -3, dew point -5, QNH 1020, ILS runway 8 left and ILS
1022.
right in use.
So let's set our altimeter.
Runway 8 left and runway 8 right.
Perfect, and it's runway 8
All aircraft
in
read
use.
back hold short instructions. Advise
So
controller
that's
on the
all the
next
information
contact
you
you
need,
have
so
on
we
control.
silence him. And now we are looking for the charts for runway 8. You see here's the Löwenberg VOR, then we will fly to the waypoint Glanum, follow the approach, and then back into runway 8. So now, if we are in the lucky position that we have a GPS, it's a very simple procedure, so we can just open it, go to the procedures tab, and here also select approach. So we go enter, choose the ILS. He already chose runway 08 left, because it's correct, enter, and then we choose the correct transition. We'll put your Lanham. You see the way in, you can go to load, yes, and now if you go back to flight plan, wrong direction, zoom out, you see the point is in. Now if you want to start the approach right away, you go to procedures and now go to activate approach, but we don't do this. Actually, we go to flight plan. We want to clear the ILS, yes. So that's out again, and we go back to the moving map. So now in a lot of cases you don't have a GPS. So in this case you have to do it the classical way, and the classical way is to fly with your both NAV-radios. And now you maybe spot the first problem. Lanham is a GPS point, and a GPS point is defined by longitude and latitude, and for our GPS that's perfectly okay, but for us as humans we can't get a lot of information out of this piece of information. But you also see Lanham is also defined different, so we have to fly from the Löwenberg VOR on a 245 course, what is also the radial, and then we have to fly on a 135 course, what is the 315 radial from the cluster VOR. So Lanham is defined by the intersection of both radials. Very important to know, and you see all the other points are defined by the radial and the distance to the cluster VOR. So first things first, we set the cluster VOR in our second radio. So the cluster is on 115. Point 15. Put this in, and we are there, and then we switch to a VLOG on our radio, and we switch on so that we see the distance to Löwenberg. Very important. Then we prepare, so our new course will be 254. And we also compare that our Eurocompass is still correct, so press D, and now it's corrected itself. Very nice. And now we set the autopilot to just hold the heading, and we set the course correctly on 254. Now on the cluster viewer we first verify that we have the right viewer dialed in. For the Löwenberg viewer we already did this, and we set the course 135. 135. Very nice. We have 3 nautical miles to go. And we are prepared. Now let's prepare our radio frequencies. So it's 190.62. Put this on active, and then we also put the tower frequency in, all ready to be ahead of our aircraft.
Berlin, departure, orbit 889er, climbing through 1000 for 8000.
Orbit 889er, Berlin, departure, roger, QNH.
Very nice.
1020.
So now it's like 2 nautical miles to our turn.
Left heading 280, resume on navigation, climb and maintain 8000.
So now let's initialize our turn. We can ignore the trim for a second. Our turn rate is a little bit too fast.
Orbit 889er, turn left heading 250.
Turn left heading 250, orbit 889er.
And here you see how our radio is coming in. And we are back on course. So let's select the track hauling. Now we are flying away on a 254 radius from the Löwenberg viewer. And when this needle was set to the 315 radius of the cluster viewer meets the center, we know we are at Lanham, and we know we have to do our turn to 135 degrees. So now let's go back to our GPS. So now we have a routing in that's not correct for what we are currently flying, so let's go to direct.
Contact Berlin Center on 125.8.
And we put the cluster viewer in.
125.8, orbit 889er.
Oh. F, enter, activate. So now we have the information, and importantly the distance information to the cluster viewer. Very nice. And also we should prepare our radios, so our NAV-Radio. The next frequency we will need on our NAV-1 radio is the cluster viewer, and this is on 15115. Put this in standby, and we can close this again. And on our NAV-2 radio we already have the cluster viewer in, and the next frequency is the ILS frequency. So always think ahead of your aircraft, and that means we put the frequency already in. This is 109.1 or 0.10 to be honest. So everything is perfectly aligned. Now we fly on the radio until this needle meets the center, and then we initialize the turn. And also an important point to make: the distance on your GPS is a calculated distance, and the distance on your distance measurement unit is a measurement distance. And you see, that's the reason why they are a little bit off. So the GPS is like 0.2, 0.3 nautical miles behind the measured distance, and it's important to keep this in mind. Now you see the needle of our VOR2 indicator is coming nearly to the center, so that means we are close to the line waypoint now and can start our approach.
American Pacific 7465, turn right heading 355.
Turn right heading 355. American Pacific 7465.
Thanks for this information. So we correct our gyro compass. Altimeter looks good. So we set our course. And we say it should hold this position. And in the meantime, we switch to the hour viewer. The change will be minor. Set the 135 degree we want to fly next. We look that this picture makes sense. Also listen to the nav code, but it makes sense. So we have the right VOR, and then we slowly start our turn, because we are above Lanum about now, and initialize the turn. The Morse code is correct. Also the indications on both indicators show the same, what they should, as they are in for the same VOR on the same course.
American Pacific 7465, turn right heading 055.
Turn right heading 055. American Pacific 7465.
Just a very slight correction.
Berlin approach, orbit 90649er is at 7,600, descending 5,000. Orbit 90649er, Berlin approach, roger, QNH 1020.
And we are on course, and we got a message, so the message will probably say airspace ahead. Yes, that's okay. And we go back to our VOR. Very nice, and go back here, because again we want to be ahead of the aircraft, so we can now dial in the next frequency, what is our ILS frequency.
American Pacific 7465,
nice.
airport is
And
12 miles
closest.
at your 1 o'clock. Turn right heading 085, report runway in sight.
So we are about 46 nautical miles out of the cluster VOR, what means we are about 5 nautical miles away from the point where we have to turn on the ILS. So as I like to be ahead of my aircraft, I now switch our VOR2 indicator and our NAV-Radio towards the ILS frequency, and you see the ILS frequency is already alive. You can switch away the distance and verify that it's the correct frequency. Yes, that sounded like the correct course, so very nice indeed. And now we are looking here for the right distance to turn, and keep in mind we have to add 0.2 nautical miles to the published approach, because I trust the distance measurement unit more than the calculated one. So we are coming close, so let's verify our gear drift. Little correction there, but very nice. So let's switch to just keep it level, and now we can also switch as the VR1 radio and set the correct course. As the point is still in the nav, we still get the distance, very handy. .79 degrees, so we know when we have to turn. Well, will be every second now. And we already see the localizer coming in. It looks similar, but we also have to verify it with our NAV-1 radio. And now we do the turn. And you see how the localizer comes in on both radios. Very nice. Yes, we are probably turning a little bit too fast, so let's correct this. And shut up, we already verified that that's correct. And now we just switch the setting to the map again and zoom a little bit in. Not so far. So it's easier for us to see, and we don't get the distracting information from the indicator. And now I talk too much, so I'll overshoot a little of our localizer. That happens. So now we are on course. We turn there, and then we prepare the aircraft for approach. So put on the electric fuel pumps, put on the landing lights, check that everything is fine here as well. Very nice. And let's keep flying and look if we can locate the runway in front of us. What is not the case, so we still wait a little bit. Glide slope should come active in any minute now, so simply wait. Get the GPS ready. Switch on track high, so that our aircraft will keep the center line automatically. Now you see the glide slope is coming alive, so let's switch to the tower and put the ground in standby. Seven 5, 21 wide. Yes. And now the glide slopes comes alive, so let's switch off the autopilot and start to reduce the power a bit. Also advance the prop lever forward, set the mixture fully rich. and make very gentle corrections to our instruments. So don't overdo it, because it's very easy to overcompensate in this instant, and you still have a lot of room to go. So a little bit more. Advance the prop fully forward, and keep in mind that you don't want to firewall it, because you don't want to go over the red RPM limiter. So 500 feet per minute is usually a very nice descent rate. Yeah, it's slightly bit too low, but not much. So let's correct a little bit. And everything is coming in nicely, and down here we have the runway inside. Very nice. So gentle corrections. To keep it on the center line and keep it on the glide slope. And let's put the first stage of flaps in to reduce the speed. We are slightly too high, to reduce the power a little bit more. And we are too fast, so let's pitch up a bit and reduce the power. Too high. As the runway is inside, I transition more and more from the ILS indicators towards visual reference, and as closer I get towards the runway, as closer as more of my will use visual reference than the instrument reference. So let's reduce the speed a bit more. Second stage of flaps is out, and also put gear out. That will help us to reduce the speed, because over the threshold we have to be at 90 knots. If we are faster, the aircraft is prone to floating. So we are bang on the glide slope, but we are a little bit away from the center line. Now we are slightly too low, so a little bit more power. And we have to reduce our sink rate a bit. Three reds, that's not good. We are still a little bit too high, but again, gentle corrections are the way. And now we have two wide turrets again. Very nice. We are nearly at 90 knots, very nice indeed as well. And let's put the final stage of flap in. A little bit of crosswind. Slightly too high. And the indication slightly too high. The puppies look perfect. And now we basically use only the visual reference and aim for the touchdown point. Slightly too low. And yeah, a little bit off, not far. And gently settle down. And off we go. So lean the engine, put the flaps up and let her roll out. And we are down in Tegel. Very nice. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. And as always, if you have questions, comments, just let me know down below, and I try to answer as quickly and correctly as possible. And all that's left to say now is thanks for watching and see you at the next time. Bye bye. And we turn off the runway.